Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel ML English Tutorials. Today I am taking Poem 4 Class 10, that is How to Tell Wild Animals by Carolyn Wells. Carolyn Wells, who was born in 1862 and died in 1842, an American writer, and who was famous for books based on mystery. Her famous works are At the Sign of Sphinx, The Jingle Book, The Story of Betty, etc. The poem that we are taking today, How to Tell Wild Animals, it is in it Carolyn Wells has explained the characteristics of various wild animals in a very funny way. She has used language in a way that it generates humor. It is a humorous poem. She is introducing the readers to various kinds of wild animals, like she has taken Asian lion, she has taken Bengal tiger, bear, chameleon, etc. And each animal she has portrayed in front of us like in a funny way, humorous way. So let us enjoy the poem. I am taking stanza wise it. Poem is in front of you. First stanza I am taking. If ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and the tawny beast, if he roars at you as you are dying, you will know it is Asian lion. First let us talk about the rhyming scheme. It's chance. In third line it is advance. East, fourth line beast. Fifth and sixth line are like dine and line. Dine, line. I repeat here. Here the poet has taken the advantage of not using the spelling correctly. It is called poetic license. Poetic license is a device where the poet has a right to change the spelling to create a special effect in the poem. So it's dine, line. So the rhyming scheme for this stanza will be A B C C. I repeat, it is A B C C. In the whole poem you will get the same kind of rhyme scheme, and somewhere if a spelling error will be there, kindly ignore. It is the poetic license and that is a figure of speech. Let us come on its explanation. The poet is here the poet is telling you about, like, if you should go by chance, if you get an opportunity to go to jungle towards east side. If I talk about eastern India side, Kaziranga National Park or Sundarbans in West Bengal, you will get such kind of animal that is in front of you, that is in the picture. It is called the lion. So, and if you should go more advanced, means more toward in the jungle side, a large and tawny beast. Tawny here is referring to the color. It is orange brown color. So if you come across an animal that is very big in size in the eastern jungle, in the eastern side of the jungle, then you will get a very large sized orange brown colored beast. Here is animal. Then, and if he roars, if he creates the sound effect as if you feel like you are dying, means you are near to your death, you are near, your end is near, then you will know that it is the Asian lion. So he has portrayed, the poetess Carolyn Wells has presented the characteristics of this wild animal lion in a very humorous way, in a very funny way. You will feel like you are dying, and then you will come across, you will feel it is the lion. Let us talk about some figure of speech in this stanza, that is imagery. Like it seems like कि हमारे सामने ही हो रहा है. So imagery is there. Enjambment, in my previous poem I have already talked about. A line that ends without any punctuation marks and moves to the next line. Enjambment is there. And yes, that is all about from this stanza. Come on the second. Carolyn Wells is telling you in second stanza that it is like uh, or if sometime when roaming round a noble wild beast greets you with black strips on a yellow ground. Just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you to learn the Bengal tiger to discern. Let us find some difficult words. Here it is discern. Discern, it simply means to recognize or to find out. Rest words are simple. Roaming means moving here and there. So when you are moving further in the jungle, अभी भी आप जंगल की तरफ और आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, then on the way when you find somebody roaming round a noble wild beast, noble and wild, so two different opposite qualities, oxymoron. So a noble wild beast greets you if he welcomes you in the jungle. Just imagine the picture, how the tiger will greet you, how the tiger will welcome you. You are in the open jungle. The tiger is not in the cage like our previous poem with black strips on. Now he is telling you the characteristics how to recognize. With if you find the skin of this animal with black strips on the yellow base, means the skin of the color skin of tiger is yellow and on it there are black strips. So just notice if he eats you, if he is coming to eat you, why will you wait कि टाइगर तुम्हारे पास आए और तुम उसको वो तुम्हें खाए. दिस सिंपल रूल कैरोलिन वेल्स इज टेलिंग यू दैट इफ द टाइगर comes near to you to eat you, and then you please finally feel that it is the Bengal tiger only. Let us talk about some rhyming scheme. I have already talked. A B C C. Figure of speech in the first line, it is roaming round, that is alliteration, and black strips on the yellow ground, that already I have discussed, and yes, no other, yes, that's it about this second stanza. Come on the third now. If strolling forth a beast you view, whose hide with sports is peppered, as soon as he has leapt on you, you will know it is the leopard. It's again the spelling. Do no good to roar with pain, he will only lap and lap again. Here again in the humorous way, the Carolyn Wells is telling you that it is the poetess says that if you are casually walking in a jungle, casually strolling forth means you are moving ahead, you are casually walking in a jungle, you will meet an animal who has a skin with spots on it. From the picture itself it is clear to you that with a spot on it, the animal is so fast and it will lap on you, it will pounce you, it will jump on you, which simply means that it will jump on you. This jumping is an indication that it is no other than it is leopard. So moreover she adds, if you will cry out in the pain, it is the second last line of this stanza. If you will cry out of pain, it is not going to be any use, because it will not stop jumping, it will keep on jumping, it will lap and lap again on you. Fine. So let us talk about strolling forward. I have already told you that it is moving ahead. Peppered here is related to pepper, so it is a name of spice, but here it is the dots on the skin of leopard. And then the difficult word here is lap again, and lapped spelling in the third line is wrong. That is telling you poetic license, that the poet can use any spelling just to create the rhyming effect in the poem, and they can even write the wrong spelling. So lapped on, so they will root. Here in he has third line, there is alliteration, he has repetition of H. So it is telling you here it is alliteration. And then peppered already I have informed. Yes, that's all. Turn the page and now move on the next stanza. If when you are walking round your yard You meet a creature there who hugs you very very hard. Be sure it is bear. If you have any doubt, I guess he will guess you. Just one more. Fine. Here it is. If you are walking in the lawn area of your house and you meet a creature, you are moving tension free in a mood, and then if you meet any animal, any creature which hugs you tightly, जो आपको बहुत अच्छे से गले लगा के मिलता है tightly like a friend, and it is no don't you will recognize that it is a bear. She further adds that if you are still in the doubt regarding the animal, the easiest way is that he will keep hugging and touching you very very gently, very very softly. This act of his will make you sure about its identity. There means there will be no doubt if it hugs you again and again. And yes, you will come to know that it is the bear. Fine. Again, in a humorous way, the poetess is telling you difficult words. If I talk about, there is just one word that is in the last line. Caress, that its meaning is gentle love or gentle touch, soft touch, a soft or loving touch. And then let us talk about some figure of speech. Repetition is there, that is very very twice the word has been used. It is repetition, figure of speech. Then in second line, please observe the use of e vowel. Meet, double e is there. Then in creature there are 2 times e, in there are 2 times e. So these use of e, beautifully use of e. Here we have the assonance, use of vowel. आई बिलीव अब तक आपको कोई डाउट नहीं है कि हम लोग लॉइन को देख चुके हैं, लेपर्ड वी हैव रिकॉग्नाइज, देन टाइगर, बंगाल टाइगर वी हैव रिकॉग्नाइज, एंड नाउ बियर. मीन्स एवरीबडी come to you and then only you can realize कि it is this one. Now move on the second last stanza. Though to distinguish beasts of prey, unwise might none plus, the crocodile you always may tell from the hyenas thus. Hyena comes with merry smiles, but if they weep, they are crocodiles. Here the poet is telling you, the poetess is telling you the difference between the two, that is crocodile and hyena. The poetess says that for someone who is new to the job, novice is a person who is someone new learner, we can call it novice in second line, and nonplus is the puzzled person. So the poetess says that for someone who is new to the job of recognition of animals, it may be like a puzzle, it may be like a tough job for him that hunt other animals for their food. So here the poet tries to help out the readers, help out the listeners by telling the difference between the two animals. One is hyena and another is crocodile. If hyena will come to you smiling, whereas the crocodile will come to you with the tears in the eyes. In Hindi also you must have heard about magarmach ke aansu. So it is related to that only. If there are tears in the eyes, it is crocodile, and if somebody hyena will come to you with a broad smile. Both of these animals are very dangerous, very risky. There is all A B C C, that is the rhyming scheme. Fine, move on the last stanza now. I believe you all are enjoying listening to it. The true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He hasn't any ears at all and not a single wing. If there is nothing on the tree, this is the chameleon you see. From the picture, this is normally घरों के आसपास भी ये मिल जाते हैं. The true chameleon is very small animal, and it is very small like lizard, a lizard sort of thing. He has not any ear and not a single wing, but still it keeps on jumping. And if there is nothing on the tree, you find some movement in the tree, you just understand that there must be chameleon only. So the poet says that the next is the chameleon, which is a small creature. It looks like a lizard only. So moreover, she says that chameleon has the ability to change its color also. So if in the tree you are seeing nothing, then in that case it will be easy for you to recognize that there must be the chameleon only, because chameleon ने शायद उसका अपना कलर ग्रीन कर लिया, तो ट्री में आपको वो विजिबल नहीं है. So this was all about the poem. Here in this last stanza, I will no difficult word. Yes, alliteration is there. That is the use of repetition of word, and that he has H wala third wala line में there is alliteration, that is repetition of H sound, and yes, the H consonant. And this was all about Carolyn Wells. Thank you very much for listening me. I believe you must have enjoyed it. If so, please subscribe my channel and don't forget to click the like button. Thank you very much.